What's up, everybody? It's Friday, so you know what that means. This is another episode of TFG tonight, and we got some good stuff to talk about. So I want you to take a moment right now, if you will. Go ahead and share this broadcast. I'm gonna take my time coming on because I want y'all to have a chance to share this to your personal profiles. We want everybody to be in on this conversation tonight. We have a lot of important things to talk about. We're going to talk about the gentleman that's in the White House that's choosing to have a rally, if you will, a Klan rally, you might want to call it, in Tulsa, the site of where the folks kind of torched Black Wall Street. We're also going to talk about Juneteenth. A lot of people don't know what Juneteenth is, but we're going to chat about that tonight. Oh, shit. Scared the hell out of me. Y'all hear that? That scared the hell out of me. Oh, anyway, all right. Y'all saw me jump like a mother because somebody. All right. I think the window might be open. We're gonna talk about something we talked about last Friday. We let's get it. Heart beating. Last Friday we talked about women stated that black men don't support them like they like for us to. They also said that with the killings for women are not getting the same coverage as for men. And we agreed to that, but we're going to chat about and figure out why. Why is that? We're going to talk about the Black Bachelor. We're going to talk about the Confederate flag and monuments, and we're going to talk about Black deeds. So let's bring my folks on. Let's bring on the guests. Let's get this thing going, and let's chat a bit. Let's rap a tape. We got a full house tonight. What's going on? What's going
No,
on?
you leave
What's
her right
going
there. Bring me that
on?
bag so I can pop my phone.
I'm fine with the talk. Let's
Can
chat
y'all
it
hear me
down there.
now?
Yeah, we hear you. I hear you. I hear you loud and clear.
Oh,
I
oh.
hear you loud and clear. I see Stacy down there as well. I see Said. I see him with the name. Run. Was there somebody else on here? Who else we
My
got?
camera's right there.
Is
Please.
that it?
One
Jeremy's
second,
cool.
y'all.
Where's Jeremy? We got another guest popping in. But what's up, everybody? We got a lot to get to tonight, and I'm quite excited about it. And I really want everybody to take the time, jump into the conversations. I want to know your perspective on all these different things that are going on. There, Jeremy is. What's going on, Jeremy? Oh Lord, you at the pool, Cass?
Y'all gotta excuse me. I came to the beach. I didn't know it was impromptu.
Okay. All right. So let's chat a little bit about Trump and Tulsa. So Trump is going to rally in Tulsa on Juneteenth. A lot of people think that that is an intentional thing that he's doing.
It is.
He said today that it wasn't intentional, that it's a coincidence. But then he further on went on and said that he feels like it's a special day. It's a special holiday, and he definitely he wants to, I guess, talk to black folks. What are y'all thoughts on that? Let's start with Stacy. Stacy is normally has pretty vocal, so I'm curious what your thoughts are on that. Then we'll go to Ron.
Okay, my thoughts are that he's full of shit. Um, he's completely full of horse shit. I don't think it was his idea. Like, I don't think he has a clue about Black Wall Street, and I don't think he has a clue about Juneteenth. I don't think he cares. But I
He
think
doesn't.
once they explained it, I think once it was explained to him, it sounded good to him. That's what I think. I think it's Stephen. I think it's more likely Stephen Miller's machinations that gave us this foolishness. That's what I think. I
Interesting.
don't think it was Trump. He's not that smart.
He said he's not that smart. So do you think it's
I don't
intentional?
think he knows. I don't think he cares. I don't even think he
Yeah.
even has any idea. And if he heard it, I don't even think he will believe it.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
It wouldn't
I think
matter. He'd be
somebody
like,
had to
"Oh,
show
well, what
him.
does that have to do with me showing up there?"
Right.
Right on. Right on. Ron, what about you, man?
That's how he gonna give us more
Do you
information.
think this is an intentional thing that he's doing? Is he trying to be petty?
You know what? I'm gonna keep it 100 with the people. That's my intention. I always do. I think the man is simply being a politician, and I think that people are overlooking that. You see, in this game of politics, it's more than one vote that you have to sway. For the past couple of years, they all want the black vote. Okay, well, I'm gonna tell you, Trump will take the vote from the white supremacists. He'll take the vote from the he'll take the vote from the black entrepreneur or the black business owner or the black person that's all about their capital, he'll take that vote. You see, people want to look, and the first thing that most ignorant black people want to do is call somebody racist. This man too rich to be racist. See, racism, that's for a broke, poor white boy that can't do nothing but hate. This man is rich. He don't give a shit about no Klan rally. He give a shit about votes. It's just him
Green and money. He cares about what puts money in his pocket. What keeps money in his pocket.
A capitalist.
Okay.
Capitalist.
Go ahead, Ron.
No games being played. No coincidences. Take the word coincidence to throw it out your memory bank. It is what it is. That's why I
agree.
Cam said boobs and weed today. Let me get comfortable. This might be good. Jeremy, what you got, man?
No, I agree with that, because the thing is, for the most part, Trump is just playing to his base, because the Democrats aren't really doing nothing for black people right now. So, black people are talking about withholding their votes. And Trump has a lot of Republicans, because that's basically how it goes. People want to go Republican or they go Democrat, even though there's other parties, but they really ain't doing anything. Now, the thing is, what Trump is going to do is play to those votes. If racists say, "Oh, we could do that," oh yeah, I'm gonna do that. He doesn't have a backbone. And that's the thing is, most people will stand on certain principles. He just wants to vote.
Yeah, this is true. I agree with that.
I don't understand why you can say something from a person so out of touch with us. We all have to figure it out. We all have to go to work every day. Trump don't give a fuck about none of this. That's not his experience. The people who are telling us what to do and making all these fucking rules, that's not their fucking experience. Everybody else getting pushed around. They fucking out of touch with all the reality. And if it doesn't make money to them, if it's not their, it's above our fucking pay grade at the end of the fucking day.
Okay. Can I comment on that?
So it's all about the dollar bill. What you got saying? What's up? Then we'll move on a little bit.
Well, first, I'm gonna say this. In my honest opinion, I truly believe that Donald Trump knows about Black Wall Street and he understands about Black Wall Street.
I agree.
I actually believe that he is just that arrogant. I believe Donald Trump is just that arrogant to go to Tulsa and believe with what's going on right now. If he goes to Tulsa and say the right things, he thinks he will get the black vote.
Yeah,
I think he's just that arrogant to believe that. Because, I mean, honestly, I do understand and know a lot of people don't know what Black Wall Street is and what happened. But
especially this newer generation.
As a president, exactly.
I think on a business level, he would have to acknowledge it. He calls himself a businessman. He would have to know something about it. He would have had to heard about it. But to say that he outright knows, I probably would.
He would have to, and that's why I feel like Donald Trump is just that arrogant enough to go to Tulsa and do this rally on Juneteenth, that a holiday that a lot of black people celebrate in the South, thinking that he's going to give the black vote. And that's basically where I'm at with it. Like, he really doesn't care. Like Jeremy said, like Ron said, he really just wants the black vote.
So do you think he's racist, Ed?
Do what?
I said,
to a certain extent, yes. To a certain extent, yes, I do believe Donald Trump, but not to the point where he just literally hates black people, because
I don't think
he's a businessman, so he can't just hate black people 100%.
Yeah.
You don't even know no black people.
To a certain extent, yeah, I do believe.
I'll say this thing, because I was always taught. I apologize. Now I'm just saying this one thing real quick. They say white, black, and green. Which one has more color on the dollar bill? That's what he care about more. Now, don't get me wrong. I ain't saying he ain't racist, because he done said some stuff that, yeah, you pretty much racist. But he care about that green more than anything.
Yeah. I'm going to say this.
He'll be cool with black people for some green.
Let me say this, gentlemen. It deals with this the it's a real war that we fighting here, and Donald Trump is the he's nothing more than the leader of it. It's called the Socioeconomic Status War. And this we always gonna have the racial boundaries that divide us. Those are gonna be there. But this is a war where, and Donald Trump is he's the leader of this war because of this. When it boils it down, it's about how much goddamn money do you have. He is the type of rich white man that don't give a shit about nothing but if you a rich nigga or if you a poor nigga. If you a poor nigga, look, being a germaphobe, he don't wanna, and being a white germaphobe, he don't wanna touch niggas no way. He don't want no nigga around in no way. But if the nigga is willing to be submissive to him in the form of being a political leader that's riding with him, in the form that somebody that's helping put more money in his pocket. If a black man is willing to do that, then that black man can be hanging around Donald Trump. If the black man is willing to suck his ass and kiss his ass and suck his dick and make him look like a king, because that's what they want. That's what they want from the black man. When they do that, that black man can be around Donald Trump, because now he's uplifting. It's just the same thing as being a good house nigga. You being a good house, and most niggas is. They don't realize it, but most niggas is. But it's about the socio.
The one thing I'm gonna say about that is, like I said, I think Donald Trump is racist to a certain extent. When it comes to the money thing, when it comes to the money thing, Donald Trump don't care if you black, white, Mexican, green, orange, purple, or yellow. It's the money that he cares about. So at the end of the day, he don't care where that money come from. He don't care who he gets it from, as long as he gets the money. That's why I say to a certain extent he's racist.
Right on.
He's
right.
Now
Okay.
we all have to.
Man. I think
we all have to.
one of those.
You know, we all have to think about this and remember this. We all have to think about this and remember this. Donald Trump is not a politician. Donald Trump is a businessman. He's not a politician.
If racism is the thing to be argued, his color is green. It's his preference in people and things.
Somebody said money does not stop racism. I agree with that. Chris said you can't be racist to a certain extent. A racist is a racist is a racist. Ricky said racism is racism. Yeah, I definitely agree he's racist.
Not to a certain extent. I agree.
But I definitely feel like he is now. Like this whole Tulsa thing, it's definitely intentional. It's absolutely intentional. And I think he's kind of setting himself up to lose in November, to be totally honest with you. I think it's going to backfire. Let's move on to the next.
I know he's been advised to lose.
Mr. Producer, I'm going to skip over the topic. I want to get to one of the new topics real quick. We talked last Friday about the support. There's been a lot of police shootings and things of that nature lately. And however, Tatiana Jefferson and Tatiana Jefferson, Breonna Taylor, Sandra Bland, they hadn't been getting the same coverage as the men. And we want to talk about why is that? And Stacey, you're the only one on right now. I guess Chassie's coming back. But do you feel like that's the case? Are the women not getting the same coverage as the men?
Absolutely not.
Okay. So why do you think that is? Why are the women not getting the same coverage?
I'll explain why. Most of the marches that you see are led by Black women. Most of them, for Black men and boys, they're led by Black women. Black Lives Matter, the official organization, was created by 3 Black women, and most of the cases that you see them support publicly are those to do with Black men and Black boys. I have yet to see a single march led by a Black man or a group of Black boys in support of a Black woman.
Yeah,
not one.
I haven't seen one. Let's go, Ron. What are your thoughts on that? So we're saying,
you know,
the women are not getting the same coverage when it comes to police brutality as the beginning. What are your thoughts on that? Then we'll go to Chastity, then we'll go to Sid, and then Jerry.
Let me capitalize first of all. Oh, you said me, right?
No, I think he said Chastity and then Sid.
Yeah,
Is that what you said?
No, he said Ron.
No, Ron and then you, Chaz.
Okay, go.
Okay.
Let's go Ron.
So let me capitalize. Let me first of all capitalize on this statement. On this statement, this young lady in the yellow made. I'm sorry, I forget the name. She said the Black Lives Matter movement was started by 3 black women. With the 3 black women, why they started that movement? I'm gonna tell you the honest truth. Honestly, I don't know the answer to that, but I guarantee you it got something to do. They started that movement because they killed a black man. That's why they started the movement. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that they're not killing our sisters as well. But what I'm trying to show you is this. In order to find the root of a problem, you have to trace it all the way back to its origin, which is we use history to do that. So what I'm showing you is this. By them publicly showing you more and more and more and more that they killing black men, that should tell you something. That should show. I'm not saying that they're not killing our sisters as well, but they killing our black men at a faster rate, at a higher rate. And you have to remember this. Black women can reproduce with anybody. They can lay down and they can make a baby with a white man, with a Mexican or whatever. But guess what? If it ain't no more black men, and if they knocking off all your black men, they're gonna knock off y'all generations and y'all genes. You see, you can kill, if you kill, let's do some math. We're gonna do math. If I kill black men at a rate 2 to 3 times faster than I'm killing black women, 2 to 3 times, and we fighting the war on a lot of different fronts. Not just them killing us killing us, disease killing us, and whatever else killing us. We're talking about our generations. We're talking about reproducing. We're talking about sustaining and growing stronger as a people. The head of that, no matter how you look at it, no matter how strong and powerful that a black woman is, she cannot reproduce another black male or even another black woman if they keep killing all your men and there ain't none left to reproduce with. That's something that should be taken into consideration.
Woo! I know Stacy is just ready, but I want to go to Chaz. Chaz, what you got? What you got, Chaz?
I think that is not getting publicized about the black women, like Stacy said. Because the black women are always on the forefront. I think that our men have been torn down so much historically by everybody and everything that they scared. They know that they are a larger risk than we are. And they're a larger threat than us, and I think that keeps them from doing it sometimes. Also, like she said, we always the ones. Y'all stand behind us and wait for us to protect y'all because y'all know 9 times out of 10 that we're gonna get away with shit that y'all not gonna get away with. Our voices are amplified for whatever reason. I don't know why. I don't know why y'all backburners are taking. Maybe that's the story. Maybe because of slavery. But at the same time, I mean, I can't understand why it's being publicized more. I think that the fight builds up by the time it gets to the black man. I think that it's built up by that time because yes, we realize that they're taking away generations and nations and eons of our fucking heritage and our fucking lineage. So I think that at a certain point it starts to build up because y'all taking away from what makes us a culture. Y'all making it impossible for us to rebuild as a culture. And for that to be not, I don't think that is that the black women are not considered. I think that that's what drives it. I think that them being a part of it and kind of overlooked, I think that drives the fury behind the men. We're mad that George Floyd was murdered, but we also, this is also on top of Ahmaud Arbery and Breonna Taylor. That's on top of. So I don't think that it's a matter of them not caring or it not being publicized more. I think that it's a matter of the build-up and when the build-up comes. You can't say what's going to be you can't say which part of the pressure going to bust the pipe. And I think that's what it's more of than them saying, no, that the black woman is overlooked. Because I know among black women, we don't overlook each other. The black men have a harder time because we used to doing it ourselves.
Damn, I wasn't expecting that, but all right. Interesting. All right. Okay. Before I go to Jeremy,
we do gotta do better with men protecting our women. One of my friends told me that he did not. He said I didn't know black women felt like that. And I told him, I said, well, y'all have a hard time that y'all fucking or physically attracted to, y'all have a hard time caring if they actually genuinely okay. And that's a problem, whether it be their day-to-day, whether it be their physical well-being, whether it be the way somebody else in this world handling them. Y'all don't stand up for us often. When I say y'all, I mean us, a large percentage of me that don't stand up for us. You say, oh, I do. Don't start being not all me.
Right. All right, Stacey, what you got? Come on, I know you got a response to.
Okay. Well, I'll say this. Earlier today, Drew and I were watching Dave Chappelle's new comedy, whatever, the 846. Not once did he mention a black woman or female, a black woman or a girl, I'm sorry, that had been murdered by police. Not one. He didn't say Ayanna Stanley Jones, who was murdered on her grandmother's couch by police when she was 7 years old and sleeping. He didn't say Breonna Taylor, who was 26. He didn't say Corinne Gaines. He didn't say one.
Taylor.
I didn't hear him say Breonna Taylor.
Yeah, he named off Sandra Bland and Breonna Taylor.
But here's my point. Here's my further point. Breonna Taylor was murdered. Let me try to collect it real quick for Lamar's sake. The build up comes for the men who are murdered. Breonna, you're murdered before a man, but the march is for the man. At the march for the woman, they say the man's name.
Because they killed your man.
Have corrupted the phrase "say her name." Say her name was specifically created, just like Black Lives Matter was created to bring attention to the fact that Black Lives Matter. Say her name was created to bring attention to the fact that women and girls murders are swept under the rug. And I have seen more than a little bit of men and women say his name. We already say his name.
Okay. Can I ask one question to everybody, though? Just one question. Mm-hmm. This is a real honest question. Who do you think that they kill more? Just an honest question. And it's just an honest answer. Is it men or women? Do they kill men more or do they kill women more?
Honestly, they killing us both at the same rate. Now, seriously, if you go back and if you do your research, honestly, they are killing us black men and women basically at the same rate. I have to agree with what the women are saying. They're killing us at the same rate, but when the women get killed, it does not get as much exposure in the media as it does when the men get killed. Mm-hmm. Like, for instance, the only thing it's been the movement is still going on as far as Sandra Bland. But what about Untitled Jefferson in Fort Worth that got killed in her own home sitting on her couch? We have not heard a word about her since, she was killed.
They can write that off as an incidental death. That's what they can do with that. And then this.
But look at this. They can write that off as an incidental death, but they also try to write Mike Brown off as an incidental death. They try to write George Floyd off as an incidental death. So to a certain extent, hey, they are men. But why are we not giving? I'm sorry. As a black man, I have to agree. I have to agree with the women. They are not giving. I'm not gonna say they. We are not standing up and giving as much of a fight for the black woman because, like I said, look at Untitled Jefferson. We heard about her. She got killed. They had the funeral, and that was it. Same thing with Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor was murdered in her own home weeks before George Floyd. Why didn't the rioting and the protesting and the movement start when she was murdered by a police officer for no reason in her own home? So now I have to agree with the women. The only point
is I actually agree with what everybody is saying, but I also think that it could be just a plan. And I know it sounds like some 70s, 80s stuff, a plan perpetrated by the man, because the fact of the matter, what we're doing is if we see how divided we are with stuff, like, because there's so many people saying say her name. I believe that any loss of any life, man or woman, is wrong and horrible. I don't care your color, creed, your sex, nationality, whatever. But the thing is like now some people we're divided with that because they're like, oh well, the women are not getting
Right, Chris. Right.
told about things, and the men are taking it. And don't get me wrong, I believe either life is horrible to lose, and it's a stupid thing for anybody to be like, oh well, it's like they're pulling us apart because it's like that old Big Mama Soul Food thing. Divided, we fingers. But if we all come together and quit playing, and like I understand we all have our different mottos, creeds, how we feel about things. Some females may be feminist, some men may be on that red pill stuff. But the thing is, we're all divided. So it's hard for us to actually come together as one and be like, you know what? This is what we not going to do. Like, look at the black vote. How many, what's the black agenda? Can't nobody here tell you one thing about the black agenda because we got like 30 different things instead of having one,
Damn
maybe
right.
two things.
Now I'm gonna tell you that but I'm gonna break it down. When a black man gets killed, like for instance with George Floyd, who's out there rioting and protesting? You have black people, you have white people, you have Hispanics, you have men, and you have women. Now, when a black woman gets killed, who's out there protesting?
Her
You
family.
don't have black. The reason we have the white people and the Hispanics and everyone else standing up for the black man when they get killed is because the black woman is right there on the lines. She's right there in front of everything, representing her man. But when the woman get killed, the black man is not representing the black woman. Therefore, no one else is going to stand up for the black woman until we stand up for the black woman. A lot of men are not going to agree with me on this, but as black men, we literally have dropped the ball when it comes to taking up for protecting and caring for our women.
I do believe
I agree with that.
I agree.
But not
Hold
all
on.
black men.
Hold on.
Make sure we get that straight.
Okay.
Not
Can I respond to that,
all
please?
black men, but as a
Let me respond
whole,
to that, please.
we have
me
dropped
say
the
this.
ball because when a woman sees a man, when a woman sees another woman dropping the ball, that woman will get on that woman and say, "Hey, sister, let me tell you this." But when a black man sees a black man dropping the ball, that black man gonna let that other black man go on about his business. He not gonna say one word to him.
Mm-hmm.
How
Well,
can he?
honestly, I would
What
say
can
in
he say?
both cases, depending on the circumstance, we
We
all
don't have no
drop the ball
standards here.
on things.
You
Because
damn
I
right.
know a lot of ladies that will, I believe in calling a spade, whether you're a man doing wrong or a woman doing wrong. Whether you're a woman that gets killed or a man that gets killed. It doesn't matter. I'll call a spade a spade. If you're right, you're right. But the thing is, a lot of us don't want to call that person out or think, oh, it's doesn't fit our agenda, so we'll leave that alone. Like if you look at some of the posts that we have, certain posts when it's talking bad about one gender, somebody just shut the hell up because that's not geared to what they want to talk about. So look at it like that. A lot of people drop the ball, but I do believe black men have, as a whole, dropped the ball with black women because y'all are our precious gift. Y'all are mothers, y'all are our sisters, wives.
Let me ask y'all something. Let me ask this question. This is a real important question. Right now, we only got one woman on the panel. The other one keep going in and out. Baby, let me ask you this question.
Mm-hmm.
When you women say, and you brothers, I want y'all to answer this too. When you go to holler back, you gonna protect your woman. And women, when you go to ask her for protection, what is it that you protecting her from, and what is it that you want protection from?
You want me to answer?
Yeah,
You want me
I
to
want to
answer
answer.
first or her?
Yeah,
Okay.
ladies first.
I want.
What
Okay.
is it that we're protecting her from?
Yeah,
Just one simple word: the world.
you protecting her from the world.
Because
Okay.
they look just now just check me out. They protecting us from the world when we down, when we out, when we hurt, they have us back to life.
See,
They do all of that. So what are we protecting them from? We have to protect them from everything because without them, seriously, oh, he just saying this because he trying to do this and he trying to do that. No, I'm not. Check me out. See, I was raised, my daddy wasn't around. I was raised by my mother, my grandmother, and my twin aunts. So I know what it's like to be nourished and taken care of by a black woman. That's why I feel the way I feel about black women. We have to protect them from the world, period, because if we don't protect them, there's no way they can protect us and keep us nourished the way they do for us.
okay, all right,
Real
all right,
quick, Hattie
all right.
said, what about men who don't take care of their children but on social media giving advice? Ricky, we'll let Ricky jump in. Ricky, what you got, man? What you got, Ricky?
I think plain and simple that, you know, the black woman feels disrespected. So I think
Can
you hear me?
Yeah.
Say that again. It sound right.
Can y'all hear me?
We'll think of the thing. Yeah, I can hear you.
Am I too low?
I hear you fine.
Okay. What I'm saying is I think that the black woman feels disrespected. And as men, we need to just listen to what they're saying and try our best to do what we can to support them in whatever it is. Now, I will say that there was a comment that there was no man leading the protest. I disagree with that statement because there's protests going in all 50 cities. All 50 states, in multiple cities across the globe. And there's been plenty of men leading protests.
I am jumping and correct you. I said there are no men leading protests in support of women and girls. That's what I said. I didn't say there are no men leading protests at all. I said there has not been one.
In what light?
In support of women.
In what light? What do you mean in support of women?
I'm saying like there's been no man leading a protest for Breonna Taylor. There's been no man leading a protest
for
any of these little girls who have been murdered by the police.
That's absolute. And I think there hasn't been as much coverage about Breonna Taylor that George Floyd is getting most of this coverage. The guy who I can't remember his name who died in March got no coverage.
Ahmaud Arbery got now. Well, Ahmaud Arbery is, he got a lot of coverage to the George Floyd thing. Now he's on the back burner, But I think as a whole, these things. I think black women, and the reason why you see a lot of black women out is these are their people. Whether they're men, women, these are their people. We should have more men out. I will agree, out front and center, being more vocal, like Al Sharptons of the day, the Dr. Kings of the day. But to me, this gives me a lot of pride because this shows me how far we have came, that we've had women be leaders, leading movements.
Had it going on.
It's a great thing.
See, this is common talk, man.
This got to step up.
This is common talk. This is what you wanna. This is what the people want to hear. Some bullshit like that. And I'm just being honest. Listen to me, man. You need to open up your eyes and see they killed Dr. King, homeboy. They also killed Malcolm X. Y'all still been marching. What y'all got from that? Let me tell you what you got. I'm basically saying this. I don't agree with your protest. You need to learn to protest in a different way. Maybe in a way that favor your people more. You see, once you realize the real state that your people are in, you look at things differently. Most of you people sitting right here on this very panel with me don't even understand that you still bonded. You think you free. The only thing that you free to do is follow that goddamn law, sir. That is not freedom. Real freedom, sir, you make your own constitution. Real freedom, you govern yourself. That's real freedom. Your people never had that. They still following the rules that master set forth for them. They don't understand that. You probably sitting over there mad as fuck as me right now from saying that. So now I'm telling you.
I'm not mad. Listen, this is what's so great. I want you to have your opinion, but this is America, homeboy. We all got America to follow.
See, and that when you take that perspective and when you say that, that's what make me know you dumbfounded. Make your own rules. Go write your own constitution.
What rule?
Go write your own. You don't even know. I just told you. Tell me the rules that govern you. Tell me the rules that govern you right now.
Let's bring Shahana in. Shahana, what you got? Let's bring Shahana in on this conversation.
Thank you. I'm happy I can be heard now. So my thing is, you say your people as if you're not a black man yourself. Let's start with that. So your people is your people because we all are black people, correct?
I think he bowed out.
Okay.
Well, all I was gonna say something real quick.
I had another question.
There you go. He back.
Hello.
Go ahead,
Can I reiterate?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you hear?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you talking about him?
Yeah. Okay. So as I was stating, whenever you feel like bringing yourself back to the conversation,
I think we can't hear him. We can't hear him.
I can hear you. Yeah. Oh, she just unmuted me. Yeah, I was muted, but
so
you can mute me back. No, but
somebody remove Harry out of the thing real quick.
So you're saying your people as if we're not all black, correct? Are you not a black man yourself, or is it just us that's feeling this type of way and you're not? Because as I see it, you're act like we're the problem and you're not.
Well, ma'am, somebody has to be the solution. And when I show people the solution, then I become the problem. You see, when I tell them the harsh reality that and the real options that they have to deal with and to counter all of these moves, when I give them real freedom, I instantly become the bad guy. So when I say your people, I include myself in that. The solution is this. Again, when somebody, okay, I will give you the perfect scenario. If somebody comes and abducts you, either one of you, at the age of 5 years old, take you, kidnap you, move off to the woods and gone for 30 years. They done took you and they done raised you, but you have the mind to know that this person kidnapped you. You trying to tell me in 35 years you ain't gonna never try to break free and get away and go and from this motherfucker that done abducted you? You have been abducted.
I'm curious. What school did you?
I don't understand the scenario. I don't really understand
the scenario.
Lawrence says, what's the solution? What's the solution to?
I hear talk. I don't hear a solution.
What's the solution to black women being supported by black men the way that they support us?
What's the solution to that?
You have one?
For black women to support, for us to support black women the way that they support us?
Right.
Well, the real answer to that, sir, I say us as black men, if we want to support black women, the one thing that we have to do is, it's almost like regenerating a cell, but it's like, the real answer is I said, you have to become submissive to black women. That's what we have to do as black men.
Submissive to black women?
You have to become submissive to them. You think that's a joke. I don't think it is. You know what I'm saying?
Respect that because
what you say, Jerry? What Jeremy say? Jeremy, what you say?
Nah, I say I can respect that because we're supposed to. Men are supposed to be submissive to women. Women are supposed to be submissive to men. Not just any person.
Why anybody gotta be submissive to anybody?
Because if you plan on serving a purpose, if you plan on serving a people, if you plan on serving more than just yourself, you're gonna have to submit to someone else. You see, it's all about who you plan to submit to.
It's about
and when you submit, this is the thing. This is the thing. Your people, you know who your people submit to right now, whether they want to or not. They submit to the motherfucking white man. Our people. Okay, I'll include myself in that. We submit. Okay, me too. Okay, we submit to the will of the damn Constitution. That's who we submit to. We submit to the Constitution.
Okay, Ricky, what's your
definition? Go for it. Submissive. What do you bow down to? Who do you bow down?
Let them talk.
Submissive doesn't mean bow down, though.
Hold on. It's about equality. I think it's the main thing. I don't think it really has to do anything with being submissive to one another. It's about equality. If women wants the same type of attention that they give us, they want the equal. They're not asking you to do more. They just say do the same thing that we're doing. They don't have to be nothing about being submissive. You know what I mean? I think that.
Why does everybody look at the word submissive as being like weak? That is not what submissive means. Well, if you're going biblically, it depends on how you take it.
We're not going biblically. We're just talking about reality.
What you don't have to think submissive means.
Equality don't have to equate to being submissive. It's just being equal. You don't have to. Nobody has to submit to anybody when you're equal. It's about coming up with solutions together, figuring out things together, trying to walk the path together. You don't have to be submissive to anybody.
Question. If we are equal and we're treated equally, correct, as what some people were stating, then why is it that Breonna Taylor was killed back in February and her killers are on paid leave, and George Floyd was just killed and his killers are in jail? There's no equality in that whatsoever. Okay.
Like, well, I can't say one thing though.
There's a long list of black men been killed by the police that
now look at this one though. Everybody saw George Floyd get killed. Everybody. Nobody saw Breonna Taylor get killed. I'm not saying that that's right, but the thing is, everybody, America saw a man get killed.
Bullseye. It's a public hanging. It's a public hanging, and that makes a difference.
Did you hear the police call when the boyfriend was on there crying? Because the police, not only did they have a no knock, they still never identified themselves as police officers after they killed her. He stated on the police call, someone broke in my house and my girlfriend needs help. Even after she was dead from police officers, they never once in their life stated, I am a police officer. And it's a recorded call that was recorded and lied to everyone. So they might not have thought, they heard it.
Now, this young lady right here, she is showing the power of technology. That's what she's talking about. This ain't got nothing to do with no black woman or no. This ain't got nothing. This is about the power of technology. It's the difference in being able to see it happening and hear it happening. It's the difference.
I kind of agree with him on this. Can you believe that? I kind of agree with him a little bit.
You still agree with me on everything because I haven't lied to you. But carry on.
We all have our own opinions. That's the only reason I say George Floyd is getting more, because we saw a man sit on his neck for, what was it, 7 minutes? 8 minutes?
8 minutes and 46 seconds.
Now, don't get me wrong. If we would have saw the bullet wounds of Breonna Taylor, I'm pretty sure there would have been more outrage about that.
More outrage.
But be honest. Seeing something and hearing something is very different.
Like we saw Eric Garner
and hearing.
Thank you, Don.
Hold
on. Hey, let me add this on there too. Hey, let me say this as well. Dealing with the history.
Already.
Me?
Let me chime in. You talked about already.
Can I just say this one point though? This is an important point.
Yeah, go ahead.
Please let me make it. This is the only point I want to make. Your history. You always have to include the history when you deal with anything. History will tell you the past, it'll tell you the present, it'll tell you the future. You asking why they putting such a more of an importance on the black men? They killed your black leaders. They killed 2 of your black leaders in the 60s. How many black women did they kill?
Are you done?
How many black female leaders?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you directed that towards me, but I think injustice and inequality back in the 60s reigned on both men and women. I felt like they targeted mostly men because men actually led those protests and those initiatives to cover us all. And what we're saying as women is that piece, when we're talking about history, that piece of history hasn't transcended into the present to go towards our new future where we're trying to head. So as women, I want to bring it back home because it seems like y'all got off topic, and it's for me it's really sad because We just had similar people say the same thing. We're talking about women. So we've noticed guys make it about them. We've noticed guys talk about history. But here we are in our present, and we're saying to our men, hey, men, we want you to see us while we're dealing with these injustices the same way that you are. We're dying in the streets the same way that you are. Can you cover us? Can you guard us? Can you protect us without making it about you? Can you do that? Can you be better?
And my thing is, I'm just speaking for me and people I know. I do cover my woman. I will die for my woman in a heartbeat. I will kill for my woman in a heartbeat. And I know a lot of men that will. Now, I can't speak for the society of the world because I don't hang out with the society of the world. I hang out with me and my people, and I would never let a man disrespect his woman. I would never let a man harm his woman. I would never let a man harm any woman around me. But you can't speak for the whole world because that's like, yes, you may cherish and care for your man, but does that mean every woman cherishes and cares for their man?
I think that's the point.
Just an honest question. Because
the point that we're making is that we look out for our brothers. It doesn't matter if I'm sleeping with you. It doesn't matter how you feel. I think as people, we have empathy for everyone. And then when it comes to us as minorities, we feel it even harder. So as a Black woman, I feel the plight of every Black woman. As a Black woman, I also feel the plight of every Black woman. Now, is that going to be the same for our men? Do you feel that plight? Do you have that same desire to make sure you cover not just the people that are close to you, but the community?
I believe I have to agree. I have to agree with you.
Yeah, what is it going to take for you to want to fight for your community? I get you want to protect your mother, your wife, your daughters, the people that are close to you, but we don't see things from that spectrum. We want to protect us as a whole. We want to cover us as a whole. And we just want to stand for men and be for us.
I'm not okay, what I'm stating is you can only fight what's in front of you, correct? Or
I disagree.
So my thing is,
so you telling me MLK only fought for what was in front of him? You telling me Malcolm X only fights for what's in front of Farrakhan only fights for what's in front of him?
No. He fights for his people, and I respect that too. But all I'm saying is, like, I don't have the influence. I don't have the platform of Farrakhan. I do not have the platform of Malcolm. I'm not saying that means I should do nothing. I do something, and I would never let injustice happen in my way. Now, like, okay, for example, Farrakhan can reach somebody across seas. Am I going to have that same influence? No. And it's not.
Why not?
Why
would you have that same influence? People that watch this show right now from Australia on the last episode, every time you post a status on your Facebook, that's influence. Your voice, it doesn't matter how you use it, is influence. You just got to be a little bit more cognizant of how you're using it.
Oh, I always use mine. If you look at my page, I lift up people all the time. I lift up men, women.
And one breath you saying, the next breath you saying you are. I'm gonna say that. As a woman, I had to hop on, and I'm gonna bow out gracefully. Women want our men to cover us, and when we ask for help, we don't want excuses. When we say help, we don't want to know a bedtime story. When we're saying we need help right now. We're being murdered right now. I'm being killed right now. By the time you actually figure out that you need to help me, I'll already be gone. So basically, we're just saying that, hey, it's an issue. It's a problem. We need you to be better. And I'm not saying that you got to go build a platform outside. I'm not saying you got to be MLK. I'm just saying make sure you know your community. Make sure you know what's going on as it relates to to women's plight rather than just Black men's plight. And that's all. That's all.
I believe that, and I think that's fair.
Hey, Chris.
Hi. You just said everything pretty much I was gonna say, because I'm so confused how this conversation goes in a circle where the men constantly go back to themselves and back to history, why we are where we are. We don't give a fuck about that. We want to know, what are y'all going to do for us today? Say, I understand you. I feel you. I'm sorry that I let you down in the past. Okay, what do you want me to do today? Okay, cool. I got you. Let me get all my friends that I smoke with, that I drink with, that I go to the club with. Let me get them too. We're going to rally together. We're going to march for y'all. Why can't y'all just do that? Like, what is so hard to even just say that? Why does the word submission have to come into the conversation? What does that have to do with protecting all women? Even the women that you don't see, not just
Because
please tell
you know
me.
why?
I want to hear this. Yes.
You know why? Because
Okay.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. A man ain't gonna protect.
So you don't care
what
about
he don't give
other
a fuck about.
black women. My name is Chris, so
Hold
it's
on,
cool.
baby.
You can
Hold
call me
on,
Chris.
baby. Let's get this right. Let's get this right. I'm telling you the truth about men. I didn't say nothing about me. I said men. A man
Let's
ain't gonna
talk
give a
about
damn
you. Like, why do you have to speak
nothing
other
that he
person
don't
about?
know.
Like, it's weird. We even had this last week. You, what are you doing?
Right.
What?
Because it can start with
If what
you.
you're saying is contradictory to your lifestyle, I would like to know what you're doing to advocate for black women.
Let me tell you something about a black woman. A black woman today, this is what a black woman gonna tell you.
So Tam, Stacy,
I'm a grown woman. I'm a grown woman. I'm a grown woman. I don't have to answer to no man. I do what I want to do. I respect that. Baby, do you? How do you protect somebody who gonna do what they want to do? You do what you want to do. There's no protection from me there. But I support you. Baby, I'm not a woman basher. Do you? But when you really want to strengthen the black family, you got to be with a man. Y'all got to be in the house, and y'all got to strengthen the black family. That means have some kids and do some things. See, I'm on that level.
Like,
you know what I'm saying? I'm not one to take. I'm not one. When you say black women and then you say black men, you divide us. To me, I see us as one, and I see me. I'm the one who trying to grow us as a people, not just a black woman and support her. Hell, we both oppressed. Now you gonna tell me, hey, I'm oppressed.
Did you miss the question that I asked?
What did you say?
Asked, if the person that we were describing is not you, what are you doing to advocate for black women? I'm sorry, you talking about something else. I wanted to bring it home.
You said, what am I doing to advocate for black women? I answered your question by telling you I don't divide the two.
But
black
you
men,
have
black
to
women.
sometimes. And
No, you don't. No, you don't. Once you do that,
it's not necessarily a division, but you have to recognize that we are separate. You're a man and we are a woman.
And once you divide them, and once you go under that ideology, once you divide them and go under that ideology, you are able to conquer those people. You're able to have those people not have no agree, or can't agree or stand on no principles together. One going this way, the other one going this way. And then this thing is happening to them, and they can't seem to get together and agree on how to strengthen themselves and protect themselves. Not her or not him, but all of them.
Okay, I'll give you that to say this.
You have to,
if
I'm telling you the truth.
I don't. But if that is the case, then where are the men for these women, these fallen women, who are underprotected? Where are y'all then? If we are one,
what do you mean? If
that was the case, why do you have at least 3 women right now in action telling you that we are underprotected? If we were as one, we wouldn't be able to say that. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're right.
You can't even say we the same, because we are not the same. We are 100% totally different in all ways.
How? Because I guarantee you this: the white man don't have no problem protecting his woman. I guarantee you that. And here, the white man ain't got no problem protecting yours. He ain't got no problem protecting yours. And it's because you saying stuff like that. Nigga, we the same. That's our woman. And if you ain't gonna protect her, then guess what? She's vulnerable to anything. She's vulnerable to everything. She's vulnerable to a hoe.
No.
Stacey, what you got?
Okay. Well, I want to say I agree with both Tam and Chris, and essentially what we're saying is Black women, when somebody dies, we see ourselves, we see our aunt, we see our best friend from college, we see our brother, we see, whoever, right? Black men only jump up when they see themselves.
Right.
They see themselves in George Floyd and Trayvon, and so that's where the support goes. Where Black women see everybody, we see the whole. Black men see themselves, and so that, like he said, you're not gonna support what you're not gonna protect what you don't give a fuck about. And so if you're not somebody's mother, if you're not somebody's father, brother, boyfriend, you don't give a fuck, right? That's what you literally said. You said you don't protect what you don't give a fuck about. And so if that's not your relative, you don't give a fuck. Whereas Black women, we see ourselves connected to every other Black person.
Hold up. I got a question for you, Stacey. Who said that?
Your counterpart down here on the bottom right. He said it loud and clear.
Now, now my question is, and I was because all men don't think the exact same.
Protect.
Because what I'm saying is, Sid, did you say that? Because I ain't hear.
No, I didn't.
No, he didn't.
I didn't
say that.
And can I say this? Because I know we're going.
To the point of being, it's not verbatim, but like you were helpless to help other people.
No. I said it is like this. I call spade to spade. I see justice anywhere, but I can only protect what's in front of me. Now, okay, for example, Stacey, you're in, I think, Philly, right? How am I?
No, I'm in Virginia, and I'm in the bathroom.
Okay, I apologize, from Virginia. How am I supposed to protect you? Me. How am I supposed to protect you from Virginia?
You can advocate. The same way people in countries right now advocating for.
But Jeremy, you have to
to
look at it like this. They're not saying stand up and punch a dude in the face. I'm in Dallas and she's in Virginia. That's not what they're saying.
Right.
They're saying this, for instance. George Floyd was in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and you have women in South Carolina standing up fighting for George Floyd from down south, and he was in Minnesota.
Right.
When Breonna Taylor was murdered, I think she's in St. Louis.
In Fort Worth, I think.
No, that's Atiana Jefferson in Fort Worth.
Oh, okay.
But Atiana Jefferson or Breonna Taylor, no matter where they are, not one man from Washington, D.C., from California, from New York, from Texas, not one man from the city that they lived in stood up for them. But yet when George Floyd died, you have women marching and protesting in Dallas, Texas. You have women marching and protesting in Jacksonville, Florida. You have women standing up and protesting in Los Angeles, California.
Man, you have people
George
protesting
Floyd,
all over the whole world,
incident happened.
People protesting all over the whole
incident
world, bro.
with George Floyd happened in Minnesota. People are protesting over the whole world, but how many people stood up? But the world wasn't protesting for Breonna Taylor, and she was just murdered, 2-3 weeks before George Floyd, in her own home, in her own bed, minding her own business, sleep at the time she was murdered.
I'm gonna just remind Black people of this, I'm just doing this for the sake of this conversation. I'm not taking away nothing from this baby that they kill, man. These Black women that they kill, I'm not. But I'm showing you how they use their tools. They use the media. They use their media to show you this. They use their media to show you this. George Floyd became public, bro. It's like a public hanging. It's like the rich white master taking his slave out, his best nigga slave, and hanging him on the front porch, and for all of the rest of the slaves to see that I don't give a fuck about now one of you niggas, and this was my best one. Donald Trump probably didn't kill George Floyd on his own. That probably wasn't his knee on his neck. But at the same time, we have media outlet. Just think about this right here before you cut me off. How many Black men have they killed? How many Black men or how many Black people, period, have they killed and it wasn't recorded? There were no cameras. In that same manner, by the police. This one just happened to be caught on camera. This one just happened to be caught with all the detail. There's no hiding anything. And this is the one that went international. Meaning it went all over the world.
But let me
so it's a little bit different than all of these cases.
So how many Black
Let me ask you this. How many Black women were murdered?
Hold on, let me jump in. How many Black women have been killed in domestic disputes and friends, men, buddies, sit back and just watch it and don't say nothing. Don't report it, don't protect them. So I think women are.
You know what? That's a part of my society. That's a part of my society.
Sex
That's a
trafficking.
part of our
Exactly.
society. Like I just said, I've heard that some of these women are feminists, and
How
and, and I'm
many?
gonna just say this.
Not
I'm
only,
gonna just say this.
hey,
I'm gonna
not
say this. I'm
only
gonna
how
say this.
many,
I'm gonna say this.
not
I'm gonna say this.
exactly how many
It's a
black women have been trafficked and nothing has been said or done about it.
okay, right. So let me make my point. This is all I'm saying. In the world where we're supposed to do protecting, you can't protect somebody that say, "Leave me the fuck alone. I do what I
Okay,
want to do.
I want to
I'm
touch on
grown."
that. I want to touch on that because we talked about that last week. Do you understand why we say that? Why black women as a whole say that?
Because you do what you want to do. You're an
Why do you
independent
think?
woman.
Why do
That's
you
why you
think?
say that.
Why do you think we do what we want to do?
Because you've been trained and taught to be an independent woman. You've been trained to
How
talk.
have we been?
You've been trained to
Wait, we're
talk.
gonna break
You've
this
been
down.
trained
We're
to
gonna
talk
break
to
it
do
down.
things on your own.
Okay, who
Yeah, I
trained
mean,
us? Who trained us? Who
independent.
trained us to think that we could do things on our own?
Shit, Webby, Beyonce, let's
Okay,
pick your mama,
before
your
then,
dad.
before
Who
then,
raised you?
before
To,
then.
Who you want to
Wait,
pick?
hold on,
okay, there you go.
excuse
No,
me.
no, hold on, hold on, because
To
he
honestly,
said, hold on, because he said it. The people who raised us, right? Which would indicate our
Yeah,
mothers, right? Without our what?
your mama. She probably
Without
had
our
a. She probably was
without our what? Without our
probably
what?
without your daddy. Without
Thank
your
you.
daddy.
That's
You
where it
damn
starts.
right.
So
Yeah.
it's the man's fault. We had to pick up the slack and do our own thing and protect ourselves. That's why we say we're independent. That's why we say we got it. We have to say that because you don't have us. You have made it perfectly clear that you don't have us and you don't want to. This ain't even
Hey,
a
you know
whole
what?
man thing. It's
You
you.
know
You
what?
have made it
I
clear you
find that
don't have us
I
and you
find that
don't
100% true.
want to.
What I find more true, what I do find more true is that most black women that I encounter, that I'm talking about, I don't even like personally encounter, but I could just see they don't really have the real ideology of what it takes to sustain a black family. You see, it takes a
So
lot.
why
It
don't
takes
you
a hell
help?
of a woman.
Why don't you help her out as a man? Why don't you do that
Because
instead
when
of
you try,
talking about the past
you cannot hold
and
on,
what?
because you can't help her out because of this. When you try to teach and when you try to tell these black women, they already have it in their mind, I'm independent, I'm gonna do what I want to do. It's hard for a black woman to follow a man. And when she see a real king, she don't recognize one.
We don't necessarily have to
no,
follow you in order for you to
No,
protect us
but
and
see,
show us
that's
how
the
to lead. We
problem.
don't have to
hey,
See,
let
follow
me,
that's our
you.
problem. How can
We
you
can walk.
like,
We can stand right
like,
next to
how
you.
can you follow? Let me ask you a question. Let
the
me show you how
thing
confused
is,
you is. If you don't trust this enough to follow it, if you don't trust it enough to let you lead you, how is it that you want protection from this?
Well, you got to build the trust. You're not interested in doing that?
Nah,
Can I say
baby, come
something?
on.
Yes,
Say
Ricky,
what you
please
want to say,
talk.
man.
Can I say
How
something
can
real quick?
I'm just asking.
I think,
Let
man,
him talk.
you have a
Over.
okay. You have a real issue with. There are a lot of issues in the black community, and to say there isn't, to say that there isn't, and when we do try to bring them up, you say, well, they're trying to divide us. Then we're never going to be able to solve those issues in the black community. There are issues with how black men treat black women on a daily basis. Like Lamar said something about domestic violence. Dudes would literally turn the other cheek. Or we would sit there in a room full of niggas while they cheating on their girl.
Mm-hmm.
It's disrespect. And to not acknowledge that there's not an issue going on with how black men treat black women, you are blind to what's really going on in your own community.
Yeah, and just because we're pointing it out,
just
just because black women are pointing it out, does not mean we don't love and respect and want to continue to protect our black men. I mean, we point it out because we want you to see where you need to do better. And just like Ricky said, if you can't acknowledge that, you're part of the problem.
Yeah, if every time there's an issue, we can't ever address it because that's the white man trying to divide us. And, you know, and I want to say this: within every movement, there's going to be things that we agree on and disagree on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? This is a big movement. The George Floyd, just the murder of black people by the hands of police officers is a huge movement. That's not to say that black women don't get the attention that they deserve, because they don't in the movement. And so that is an issue that's a part of the movement. And all they saying is we want the same attention that y'all are getting.
That's it, and that's all.
Say that, yeah, that's it.
I have a question
That's
though.
it, man.
Every woman tonight has stated, why don't we get it? And every man, minus one, have beat around the bush, talked in circles, over talked us, but never head on addressed it. Why we don't get it? So who's going to actually address why we don't get it?
Why we don't get what? I'm sorry. What was the question?
Why women don't get the same attention when they're murdered by the police?
And I answered that question like 10 times. Y'all not listening. You
You
got 2 ears. You got 2
that's not
ears.
answering.
You got 2 ears. You got 2 ears and
Well,
1 mouth.
It's because
I
you won't follow.
can
You're
I
not
say
submissive.
something?
No.
One mouth. You're
No.
not
I
answering.
said
I can answer the
this.
question a
This
little
is
bit.
what I said. I said they kill. I said the women are getting the most attention because the idea is to kill off the head and to publicly execute the head. Publicly.
What does that
execute
have
the
to
head.
do with black men protecting black women, though? Not the white man.
That's
But black
not
men.
the question. Homeboy, that's not the question. The question she said is why they're not getting the same attention. Let's keep up. That's the question she said. I said,
Sir, we are keeping
I
up,
said,
but you're not answering the full question. We're
hey,
here. We're all
again,
up. We're all in tune.
again. The question was, why aren't the black women getting the same amount of attention? The response, the answer. Hold on.
Let's hear
Don't
his
cut me
answer.
off.
Let's
But
hear his
yeah,
answer,
don't cut me
please.
off. Let me finish
your
my
hand
full
down.
statement before you cut me off again.
Just
Again, like I said,
let's hear him.
the reason is they are to publicly execute the head like they've always done. They don't want to shine the light on a black woman and show that they're doing the same thing to her, even though that they are. But like I said, we use history. And like I use history, I showed you 2 of your leaders. Y'all quick to quote Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. 2 public executions again. 2. They're giving you examples over and over again. History repeats itself. So now they show you the man again. You don't have a black leader for them to hang. You don't have not one. Not even Barack Obama. They wouldn't touch him even if they could. You don't have no black leaders. So, but your black leaders that you do have, those are your black men. And they publicly execute them and allow you to see them and go protest. That's not serving you anything, and it hasn't since you've been so-called freed.
I would just say I really do think that it's because black men are killed at an extremely higher rate by the police officers and just by white people in general, because for some reason black men are very scary to white people and police. But I will say that it doesn't matter if it's a woman or a man. If a black life is lost through the hands of injustice by the police department, they should get the same amount of attention that George Floyd or Trayvon Martin or Michael Brown got. You know, we know Sandra Bland got a lot of attention, but at the same time, nothing came of it. No, you know, and this is the issue of a lot of these cases. Nobody's being brought to justice, and that is the major issue. It is an issue in our black community on how we don't go out and support this at the higher rate as women do for black men. But I truly just believe that black men, even to this day, right now, there's probably a black man somewhere in this country that got murdered today by the police officer, and we would never know his name, ever, because it's not caught on camera, and nobody can prove that it was unjustified. But it happens all the time.
So we've gotten to the point where we need to do final thoughts, and we'll start with Shahana, and then after Shahana goes, bring Sarah on, and then we'll go to Stacey, and then we'll go to Chris, then to Ron, then Tam, then Rick, then me. We'll do that. All right, Shahana, what you got? Final thoughts.
My final thought would be, it would be nice if we wouldn't have to ask for people to have our back. We wouldn't have to ask for certain things. Men do not have to ask, because us as women, we're there. We're going to support. Once we know, once we have it, we're going to be there. But we need to ask for that. And I would hope that it would come to a point where we don't have to ask. That it's already done. That we look up and our black men are next to us. They're right with us, side by side. Or if since they want to be the so-called leader, lead. That's all.
Okay, cool beans. All right, Stacey.
Lamar almost said it. He almost said, I understand.
My final thoughts are, if you want to protect black women, there's nothing stopping you. There's literally nothing stopping you. if I have to empower you to be a leader, then you're not a leader. And finally, make sure you're wearing your mask, washing your hands, and as always, fuck well.
Thank you, Stacey. Thank you for coming on. Y'all had you on again.
You're welcome. Stay safe, everybody.
All right, you too. Say it. What you got?
Well, I just got to say that I do agree with the women. We, as black men, we don't support the women. Now, yes, individually, probably we do, but as a whole, we don't. But at the end of the day, when it comes to black men and black women, we all have to realize that, hey, I need you, you need me, we need each other to survive and make this thing work as a whole. But like I say, I agree with the women. We have dropped the ball and we don't support the women like we should.
Right on. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for your input. Look to have you on again in the future.
My final thought is I just hope that when y'all watch this back, you see how much women were unheard and how often the questions were not answered. And I hope that you can take it with you and study it and think about it and just do better. Just that's all we're asking. That's it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for coming on. Have a great evening. All right, let's go with Ron. What's your final thought?
Hey man, my final thoughts is this, man. I don't know who gonna see this, but whoever see this and your skin look like mine, know we in the war. It's full thought of combat. They be getting killed on the front lines every day. George Floyd, this thing been going on for like 50, 60 years, probably longer than that. The war is on all of us, our kids, our generations. All of us gonna eventually, that this color, the dark ones, gonna be erased. They gonna all look fair skinned, like my friend down here. That's just a little joke for the little yellow niggas. But you know what I'm saying? Keep it real, man. All black people, y'all need to
You
bond
like
together.
it.
I ain't know, yeah, the light skins. But keep it real, man. You know, I'm not anti-woman. I'm 100% black woman. I love her to death. She is everything. She is the power that her and the black man together. Now that's the power. And once they realize that and they come together and stop fighting against each other and do everything it takes to be on one accord, I mean, everything it takes. Malcolm X said, by any means necessary. And that means to do everything and anything you're willing to take, anything, everything and anything it is willing that needs to be done in order for you to strengthen yourself as a black family and as a black nation. When I say black, I don't want you to think that I'm just trying to say, oh, separate us from the rest of the United States. If that's what you have to do, yeah, do that too. But what I mean, if y'all want to be a part of the United States, do that. But bond together. Don't let them separate y'all like you already are. Then my final thoughts.
All right, well, appreciate it, man. Thank you for coming on. Had a nice hearty conversation. Thank you for coming on. We got to have you on again. Appreciate your point of view. And okay, oh, there you go. And I'm glad that we're able to. Oh, okay, all right. Jeremy, what you got?
Okay, now I'm just saying my final thoughts are the fact, as a black man and as a black woman, we love you and we need you. Y'all the backbone of our family. And honestly, I married a black woman because I believe y'all are everything to me. If there's something better you want us to do, please give us a definite, like a solid thing of what you want us to do. Because for me, I will protect anyone I can, but I need to know how exactly, not vague descriptions. Just tell me how you would love me to protect you. I believe y'all are everything. The birth starts with the black woman, birth ends with the black woman. And I wish y'all all the best, and I apologize for any man that's ever disrespected you.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you for coming on. We're going to have you on again in the future. Thank you, man. My brother, Ricky, what you got, bro? How do we piece this all together?
This has been a very entertaining show. I would say, it should be just really just very clear cut. Women just want to be treated equal and want the same opportunity that men has. That's it. And when you boil it down to it, it's just it. If a woman dies unjustly and she's a black woman that dies by the hand of police, we should be out there at the same rate as we are for our brothers who die at the hands of police. It's all injustice. And that's all I got to really say about that. I do want to make a quick point from what happened on Monday, just real quick. I was wrong when I talked about Kamala Harris. I just wanted to say that I saw her on TV the other day, and man, she was all for Joe Biden. She got behind him really well, and I think she can, really kind of take a back seat. So I just want to just make that real quick. I know that wasn't really about the show tonight. I just wanted to.
That's my thumb right there.
Yeah,
that's my thumb. You my brother. You my brother.
But I will say that's pretty much it. It's clear. Just treat women equal. That's it. Women just want the same attention that we get, and it's unfair. And the men that don't get that don't understand their privilege, and that's real.
He said something.
Yeah,
he said something. All right, appreciate it, brother. Talk to you later. Have you on again. You'll be on again real soon. Oh. All right, darling. It's all on you.
So, for my final thoughts, I just want to continue to encourage the men to listen to Black women, to hear us when we speak, to acknowledge us, our pain, our plight, and to take the lead. And if we notice that you're not going to take the lead, know that we will speak up, but just be willing to listen to us when we speak up. The only other thought I have is if you are in Texas, Monday is the last day to register to vote. I'm officially a VDR, which means I can assist with registering people to vote. So if you haven't used your voice, it's not just a piece of paper, it's actually power. So please use your power to make sure that things like the Breonna Taylors and the Ahmaud Arbery's and all the stories that we hear, that we get justice, that we vote the right people in place so we can get justice, or so we can prevent these things from happening. I want to thank you for letting me be on the show, letting me chime in. I had a wonderful conversation, but I do want to, again, just challenge our men to listen to us when we say, ouch, something hurts. And that's all I got.
Thank you, darling.
All right.
All right, my turn. Hey, what's going on? I'm back. What a show, right? What a show. My brother Ron said something. He said at least one thing that I agree with. He said we have 2 ears to listen. And I think that the men can take that advice that he said, even though it wasn't targeted towards the men. I think us men can take that advice, as Black men, and use our 2 ears to listen more to what the women are saying and hear their cries, if you will, that they do not feel, and this is their truth, they do not feel that we support them and we go to bat for them the same way they do us. I think we take for granted that they're mothers and they have that mother instinct, and we just expect that they're just gonna do it because they have that instinct, but that's wrong. Because we're fathers, we're leaders, we're kings. We should not have to be asked to go to bat for our women. And I think we definitely have to do better. I think we first have to take responsibility and say what you ladies are saying is valid and true. We apologize for what we have not done in the past, and going forward, we understand, we're enlightened, we get it, and we're going to do a better job of supporting you guys the same way that you support us, because you always support us. There was a whole lot more to get to, but guess what? I don't have time to get to it. There's a Black Bachelor, finally, after 40 seasons. Matt James, 28, a Black male bachelor, by the way. So that's interesting. Things are changing nowadays. We were going to talk about Confederate Flag and Monuments, the NASCAR banned the Confederate flag. A couple of races are mad about that. Monuments are being knocked over, as well they should be. We talked about Trump going to Tulsa. Juneteenth is coming up, and a lot of companies, Nike, the NFL, Square, and Twitter have made it a paid holiday for their employees. Things are changing. Things are changing. It took a little bit of noise, but things are changing. And we always like to end with a black deed. And a black deed is things that we are doing in our community that is positive. Because a lot of times our stuff gets overlooked in the mainstream media. I just want to give props to Jay-Z and Roc Nation. They're calling for change to be charges to be dismissed for the folks in Charleston that went to jail for protesting. And I think that's good that they're going to bat for those folks. This has been TFG Tonight. I want to thank all of my guests. Thank you, Ron, for coming on. Thank you, Shahana, Jeremy, Rick, Sid, Stacy, Chastity, Chris, and anyone else that I missed. I want you all to come back. My woman Tam, thank you for coming in here, sharing your perspective. We got to do this again. We're going to talk about this some more. This is not a topic that's going to be dropped and swept under the rug, and we men say we got it, and we leave it alone, and things don't change. Nope, we're going to keep talking about it until change comes, just like we do with any cause that is worth a damn, all right? Thank y'all for tuning in. Let's go win. This has been TFG Tonight. Peace out.